Warm welcome back. Do you want to know how to grow an endless supply of bitterleaf plants? Then stay tuned as I will be sharing with you some of my best tips of cultivating this very important vegetable. Hello everyone, warm welcome back to my garden and to my channel. Yaje here, and as always I am super excited to be dropping another gardening video. Guys, I'm so excited because today I'm going to be dropping all of my best tips for cultivating the bitterleaf plant. Today I wanted to come here and share with you some tips on growing this super amazing vegetable known as the bitterleaf plant. The bitterleaf plant, the scientific name is, it is a culturally meaningful vegetable for many tribes in West Africa, Central Africa, that area. It has medicinal properties as well as culinary uses. And if you hang around, guys, if you stick around, I'm going to share with you how to make bitterleaf juice and also touch on some of the health benefits of the bitterleaf plant. Now back to the tips. Let's start from getting the bitterleaf plant to grow. That is how you propagate the bitterleaf plants. Two ways: seeds, via seeds, or by stem propagation. Now, because we're out here in the diaspora, we have a very short growing season. I'm out here in zone 9A. I can grow vegetables for up to 9 months in a year. People that are further up north usually have a shorter growing season. I say that to say that maybe starting bitter leaves from seeds, unless you have a greenhouse, may not be the best thing for you or for us out here in the diaspora. It is possible, but the best way might be to get the stems. And if you get the stems, guys, it is so easy to regrow bitter leaf plants. I have some videos on how to regrow bitter leaf plants from stems, but here is some that I'm trying to regrow. Every time you harvest, do not throw away the stems. Okay, so you just get water, put the stems in the water, and when you're picking the leaves from the bitter leaf plants, don't go very close to the nodes, because new leaves are going to come from the nodes. You just put that in water for about 2 weeks, and then you will get a lot of side shoots to form, and then you can take it outside to harden it off for a little bit and then plant it in ground, and you can multiply your bitter leaf plants that way. You can end up with a lot of bitter leaf plants. Okay, so that's that. If you're in the diaspora, tip number 1 is that try to get the stems and regrow your bitter leaf plants from the stems. Then tip number 2, you can grow your bitter leaf directly in ground, or you can grow them in containers. There are advantages and disadvantages to both. Now, if you grow your bitter leaf in ground, obviously it can do better because, you know, the roots can extend to find water, to find nutrients, as opposed to when it is confined in a container. And if it's in a container and you're not on top of your watering schedule, your bitter leaf plants may die. What I'm going to suggest that you do is, again, have it in ground, and then you can always regrow, cut the stems and put them in containers later on in the season. That way you have younger plants to take inside over the winter, and then you can bring them back outside and maybe grow in ground again. I hope you get the idea. Now let's go to feeding your bitter leaf plants. The tip on feeding your bitter leaf plants. Now, if you are into organic gardening, I always like chicken compost. I like chicken compost, but whatever organic fertilizers that you can find would be great. So keep on top of your feeding game. Organic fertilizers or inorganic fertilizers, I'm not going to judge anyone, but make sure that you're constantly feeding your bitter leaf plants with a good high nitrogen fertilizer. Now let's talk about harvesting your bitter leaf plants. When you harvest the bitter leaf plant, cut the stems. Just cut it on top so that it gets a chance to form many more side shoots and then it halts the vertical growth. Okay, so don't just harvest the leaves and walk away. Cut the stems. When you cut the stems, then side shoots is going to force the plant to produce side shoots, and you get many more leaves that way. So that would be tip number 4 on harvesting. Now, one question that I keep receiving a lot, even though I've done videos on, is how to make sure that your bitter leaf survives the winter. Again, my garden is here in zone 9A, and we have very mild winters. Usually my bitter leaf plant will die down in the winter, the ones that I have outside in ground, but because the roots have really established, when it is warm again in spring, it usually starts to grow again. So I've never had any issues with bitter leaf plants, just like completely losing them. They are quite resilient. However, to ensure that your bitter leaf plants will survive the winter, get the stems and put them in containers, take them indoors, and then you can bring them back outdoors in the spring. Also, cut back your bitter leaf plants, the ones that are growing in ground. Just cut back the stems and then apply a lot of mulch on top. Okay, that way the soil stays warmer at least, and then there's a chance that it can come back. It's not a guarantee. It could come back, it could not. It depends on how old your bitter leaf plants are, how well established the roots are, and also the temperature in your particular area. Tribe, these are my bitter leaf plants that I started from stems. I regrew from stems. These ones here are about 2 months old, and these are about a month old, the smaller ones. So yeah, tribe, if you follow these tips, you will definitely have an endless supply of bitter leaves throughout the years. I hope you found this video useful. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share, and comment below with your experiences. Until next time, grow a garden so that you can grow health. Bye-bye.